Shewani everyone, Mentabella Jarabashika Kangomani. Welcome to another episode of Switch Me On. Today I've got the most beautiful person right here with me by the name Lala Magwaza. She's the founder of PFURHISANI MAGAZA. Greetings. We welcome you on Switch Me On, Lala.
Thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. It is an honor. I am so grateful. Thank you.
Okay, she's got the most beautiful smile. You can see, like, wow. Are you considering making money about the smile, or you just gonna let it be wasted like that?
Actually considered it. Hey, I mean, I love smiling all the time. It's not just when I'm taking pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like a smiley person, I think. I'm always smiling, and right now I'm smiling. So I would love to make money doing something that I love, which is smile. It wouldn't be a job for me.
So I think having beautiful teeth maybe could be the motive behind you.
Yeah,
you
I think
smiling
so.
And all that.
Not really. Actually, when I was young, I was always just frowning in my pictures. I don't know why. I was just not comfortable, I guess. But then over time, I realized that, you know what, I actually have a good smile because people started...
That tells there's potential there.
Yeah, and so I now smile, and then I realized, of course, I'm a kind person. I don't know how to just frown when I'm talking to you. So I smile, and people were like, oh, you have a beautiful smile.
Okay.
And I started smiling a lot, and then people said, you can actually make money out of this. And then I was like, oh, okay, great. And then I considered being a face model.
Exactly.
Because you don't need to worry about height requirements and everything. But then I was busy with studies. It's only now that I've actually considered like taking further steps.
Okay. All right. We wish you all the best on the endeavors and all that journey. So, did you hear, guys, that was her actually telling us about herself? She managed to actually pull some few lines and tell us about herself. But now, what actually made us to actually bring you here is the organization PFURHISANI MAGAZA. Who's this founder of PFURHISANI MAGAZA?
The founder of PFURHISANI MAGAZA is Magwaza. That's me.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Piani. I stayed somewhere, we call it Section A, and then I moved to Prometa. But essentially, I lived in Piani my whole life. That's the founder of PFURHISANI MAGAZA, just a young girl with a dream to emancipate herself and her surroundings, the environment. So yeah, that's me. Afterwards, I went to further my studies, and then I went to Gauteng. I did my studies at the University of Victoria. I did law, I did LLB, I did BA, and then after those degrees, I realized that now it was time. Now it was time to do something that I was truly passionate about. Not to say that my law degrees don't mean anything to me. They do. I'm very, very passionate about that. But I was always passionate about doing something that had to do with acting or the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And I've always been artistic ever since I was a kid.
Sometimes they would look for you at court and go like, where's Lala? They go like, she went for the audition.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna happen. You know, I will find a way to make it all just make sense at the same time. But that's me. I wanted to, emancipate myself as an actor because of the marginalization that I struggled with growing up, which we're gonna talk about. Yeah. And then, that's basically Lala in a nutshell. Now I'm based in Gauteng.
Okay, that was great. That was great. That was very much informative. You mentioned something about a young girl with a dream. So I just want to understand how difficult or what were the challenges, the negative part of it and the positive part of it. How challenging was it for that young girl with a dream to actually try to fight to make her dreams come true or to pursue her dreams? What were the challenges along the way? Has the dream came true yet?
Partially, the dream has come true. For me, PFURHISANI MAGAZA having come into being, that's the dream actually coming true because it's an acting organization. But let me just go back a little bit so that I can highlight the challenges properly. When I was growing up, as I wanted to be an actor, I was not in an environment where I could tell my parents I wanted to be an actor and then they support me. You understand? Because it's always that thing of you need to pursue a career that's more formal. Right.
Yeah.
That's more formal, that makes sense to the communities, to your parents. So not having them kind of encourage me in that sense. Maybe if they said, create a platform where I felt I could maybe pursue an artistic career. But it wasn't really like that. My dad was supportive though, I don't want to lie. It's just that at the end of the day, he wanted me to have a formal career. He was okay with me being an actor, being a drawer, because I was a cartoonist at some point. I was a story writer at some point. He was okay with that. I wanted to be a fashion designer at some point. He was very supportive with that, but he never wanted me to do that full time. He was comfortable with me having a job that can actually pay, that is like guaranteed that money.
Don't you think being a fashion designer can be paying?
At the time when I wanted to be a fashion designer, because I used to leave the part, I used to dress weird and all that. So I used to do all that. My family felt like it was more like a freelance job because people could just decide not to come today to have their clothes designed. What are you going to do?
So you were raised by the family of academics, instead of business people rather.
Oh my gosh, that's another story altogether. My family is very artistic. My mother is a singer, so I wouldn't say that it was purely academic. She's an academic, but she's a singer. My dad is a story writer, he's an author, he's a journalist. So I wouldn't say that it was purely academic. We have infused the artistic world as well as the academics, just like I've told you that I actually went to school, did certain degrees, and then at the same time, I wanted to be an actor. So that's basically.
That was great, a beautiful story. I guess now we need to also consider her side of being a narrator, because wow, the manner in which she's actually putting this and narrating it, then it just makes sense. Like I simply step in there and I see Lala growing up, being that girl who's trying to be a fashion designer, dressing up so weird, maybe cutting off some clothes, and the parents will be like, yeah, shouting at you.
No, they didn't really shout, but my friends at school were like, what are you wearing? I remember we used to do career day, career fair, something like that. And I used to just mix up clothes that don't make sense. Like I used to maybe wear boots, I used to wear this other jumpsuit, I scrap it, and then I wear something else on top with a jacket, and it was a mess. And I was comfortable with that, I was happy with that, but people were like, what is she wearing? What's going on?
So Lala, you are a walking piece of art, in short.
I guess.
What are the things that you do? Because I heard you mention quite a few things, but you were just passing by. If you were to mention the things that you are able to do, the works of art that you are able to do, how many are they and what are they?
I cannot give you a number, I can just list them. So I used to draw growing up. I stopped in high school because I was now getting more into the story writing itself. I used to be a cartoonist when I was in primary throughout my high school days. I used to do like literary cartoons, draw them. I used to just draw everything and then create dialogues and have a book. That's what I used to do. I used to have time for that. People used to be like, what? That's what I used to do, have my friends read that. And then at some point, because I told you that my father is an author, I was influenced to be more motivated into story writing, using your imagination to create a scenario that doesn't exist. And you have the power to play with the characters, you have the power to play with the story. You can just create people, they do whatever you want. I got fascinated with that. And then I started doing that, and I have 2 choirs, fill them up, write a bunch of stories, have my classmates read them, and it was great. I was doing that, it was fun. I did that for a couple of years, and then at some point, because I was at church, I grew up in a church, I was singing, and then I realized people were like, okay, you're not that bad, you can actually, but it was never something that I wanted to do. Singing, it was not something that I liked. I wanted to do, it just happened along the way. And then I sang, so many things that I mentioned now. I mentioned being a drawer, I mentioned being a cartoonist, story writer, a singer. So what I also used to do when I was growing up, I used to have my friends, you know, when we were playing games, right? I don't know, it's called Matumbani, basically. I don't know Matumbani. So me and Matumbani, I'm very weird and strange. I mean, I used to have people, instead of yes, I used to be involved, right?
Yeah.
But me, I also used to create a scenario, be like, so we watched High School Musical, because we grew up with that.
Yeah.
Let's do High School Musical. That's the kind of playing and still up to my friends to do. We used to do High School Musical, some really weird things. They were all
so you wanted to experiment.
I wanted to
you wanted to put your imagination into being through that.
I was not limited. I pushed people to do the strangest things when
so why do you just want when
they're not
guys meet up
they're not shocked.
And maybe talk about it, mention it.
They're like, we knew. We knew that there's something wrong with you. We knew, we're not shocked. Everything that's happening, we knew, because I grew up feeling different. Because in the environment that I was in, and I don't think that people didn't want to show who they were. They were just scared. Because when you come out and you're different, like especially in the environments that we grew up in, it's just so difficult. People isolate you a lot. You feel so alone, you feel so misunderstood. However, for me, it was a situation like it was so bad that I couldn't even hide myself. I tried to hide myself, but I couldn't. So I ended up having nicknames because I was so different.
What are the few nicknames that they gave you?
Just white lady. Some people used to call me that. That's what I used to be called throughout my high school. They called me white lady. They didn't know how to sum up everything that I was doing. And it's not because, and this is something interesting that I picked up along the way. It was not because I was doing something whitish in a sense. No, it was the sense that I could do really weird imaginary things that we perceive on TV as to be far away from us. Maybe this is for a certain people, and I was bringing that into our very in our neighborhood, and it was like, but you can't do that. I mean, you know where we're from, it's dry and stuff. So I think that's why it was like that. I couldn't hide it. Anyway, I tried.
And now all that gave birth to a baby. PFURHISANI MAGAZA.
Yeah, it did. Another idea that when I started, we're like, oh, this is so crazy, and I'm like, I'm doing this.
PFURHISANI MAGAZA should be a baby boy by the name Nhlalala.
PFURHISANI MAGAZA, that's the name of the baby boy.
Tell us about that baby boy.
So basically, like I said before, I'm an actor. That's what I do. I've been doing that in Joburg.
You mentioned something about writing and trying to put your imagination into being. So in PFURHISANI MAGAZA, are you the one who's going to be doing the writing part and all that? And
I came up with the foundational synopsis, just something for them to start with, like a story in my head, how I wanted PFURHISANI MAGAZA to be different from all the other productions. We as Soma people have been doing productions for a very long time. I mean, we know a lot of productions. Just go to YouTube, you'll see them. But I wanted to do something that was completely different, and I wanted to bring people into that world. And for me to do that, I had to create a foundation for the writers that this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing. But they are now the ones developing the story, they're the ones now doing everything. So yeah, I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not that.
What is it focusing most at?
I can't really say much right now, but I'm gonna try and give a little detail. We focusing on Zonga people, like the name PFURHISANI MAGAZA. We are all about emancipating and empowering Zonga people, the language, the culture. So the show is celebrating the Zonga language, the Zonga culture, Zonga people, where we live, what do we do, and all that. So basically, the story I had to be a little more I would say a little more innovative. So basically the story, we kind of found a way to kind of infuse our traditional way of life and our modest life. Like I call myself a modern Tsonga, but that does not mean that I don't remember where I'm coming from or that I'm saying I forget where I'm coming from. It's just saying that I understand that I'm not living in the past, I'm living in the now, but the past made me who I am today. So that's the kind of story that we're telling. We're going to show that we're going to show parts of our past, but then we're also going to show that things have developed, things have changed, things are done differently now. So that's me basically giving you an idea of what you can expect from the show without giving anything away.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, this name PFURHISANI MAGAZA, it represents Tsonga. I once came across a Tsonga philosopher or one of the historians or researchers telling me Gaza, or the name Gaza itself, it has got nothing to do with Vatsonga, or it does not have much, let me rather put it like that, to do with Vatsonga. Have you heard about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. When you're trying to do something that is more Tsonga conscious, it's a responsibility to research history, where are we coming from, why are we here, and all that. So I did a lot of research about what was happening in the past and the whole thing of the Gaza word. Without giving I don't want to give a huge history lecture on this, but I'm just gonna give a little detail. So the word Gaza, it was basically a name of an empire, all right, that was owned by one of the I wouldn't say leaders, because there's a debate on us not having leaders, because there were so many clans. We the Tsonga people back in the day, we had so many clans. People who live here, some who live here, but they were all Tsongas, right? And then there would be one individual who was like trying to conquer everybody and make it a kingdom. For instance, like the Shaka kingdom, right? So we never really managed to kind of infuse all the Tsonga people in one group. But there was a man, I don't want to give too much into details, Soshangani, right?
Yeah, exactly.
There was a man, Soshangani. He managed, he never conquered. I don't want to use the word conquered. Again, I'm being very careful with my words because these are politics and there's so much debate to it.
I soon, you don't need for as long as you from your side.
Right.
If there are more philosophers or Tsonga historians or researchers who knows much better, they will still correct us and all that.
Right.
After all, we are representing Tsonga PFURHISANI MAGAZA.
Right. So what he did was that he managed to conquer just a few people, but not fully. He never really fully how do I say? He never closed the deal fully, right? If I can use that word. So he created what we call the Gaza Empire, and it flourished. It flourished a lot. It consisted of a lot of Tsonga clans within it, right? During that time, it became a big deal. So yes, maybe the Tsonga people never, in all of them, they never really considered him their king in general, but he was kind of the one who was like in control of most of the groups. Remember, there were a bunch of groups. Bunch of Tsonga groups who were never united. Even till this day, there's still debate about that. You're welcome to go look it up. There's strong debate about this. So at the end of that, I was like, you know what, the whole Gaza Empire situation, for me, I don't think there's bad history, especially if that kind of history brought us to where we are. So when we look at the Tsonga situation, the Tsonga history, we will always stumble upon Soshangani. There is no way that you're going to do some kind of research and not stumble upon him and what happened and what he was trying to achieve and accomplish. I don't know what he was thinking. Obviously, I won't see them, but like he wanted unity. I don't know what he was thinking. But his history is a huge part of what I call Tsonga history. So let me just.
I don't, because I went and do, like, since I knew that we are going to be having the founder of PFURHISANI MAGAZA, I went and sit down to do the research about few things and to maybe understand deeper about this concept, MAGAZA. That's where I got such things like what you are saying, what you are talking about. it came to my attention as I was asking that very historian who is this Soshangani that you're talking about. They mentioned Soshangani, it was not Tsonga, and then the name Gaza, it was his grandfather's name. So how do we align that to Tsonga?
Basically, like I said in my case, Soshangani, he was not fully Tsonga, right? But his history is aligned with the Tsonga people, and there were some Tsonga people who actually accepted him. It's just that some people didn't. So for me, yes, him not being Tsonga, all that being controversial, it's not the part that I looked at the most. I looked at what he accomplished with the Tsonga groups, what the Tsonga groups were able to accomplish with him. Like I said, I don't view that history as necessarily bad history. For me, so because it forms a huge part of our lives. Like I'm not saying that our history is empty, but him as an individual, he forms a very huge part of our history because he was able to kind of infiltrate with a lot of groups, Tsonga groups, and so forth.
Say you were more like him of this generation. What would you contribute, Tsonga?
I think just not as a leader or as somebody who aspires to lead. I don't want to conquer people. I want to serve with them. You understand? I want a platform where I can say, yes, we need somebody to lead the group, but I take value in every member who's there. We're working together. We just need somebody who's going to guide or be there, somebody who's going to just move the train. But at the end of the day, each and every person who's in the train matters. I don't want to conquer anyone. We're in this together. This is a journey for all of us, and we're going to do everything together. Everybody is equal for me. That's what I would do.
Okay, so PFURHISANI MAGAZA, you join who are the rightful people to be part of the organization?
PFURHISANI MAGAZA, it's for Tsonga people, as I already said, but it's an acting organization laying more focus on the entertainment industry. So you join creatives, especially in film, not just actors as well. All the people behind the scenes are extremely important to making a production work. So you join but the way people want to be actors, people want to help with the cameras, people want to help with the lightings, people want to help make a production successful, from makeup artists to fashion designers, for instance. Because this is a production, they are acting, which requires people to actually dress up. So business people, because most business people have physical establishments which we need to act. But if I want to talk about like joining on a foundational level, I would say the actors as well as the production group. Those are the people that we need in the organization.
So in Chile, leshi milava kushi fikelela ngofu yona organization leshi kulungofu leshi milava kushi fikelela ngofu.
For me, it's just creating a foundation or a platform which will enable or encourage the rest of Tsonga people to create something for themselves. It's not a secret that we're very scarce when it comes to the mainstream media or TV, if I could call it that. We're scarce. We're there, but we're scarce. So a lot of Tsonga people grow up thinking that, there are a lot of people mainstream. We're not. It's hard for us to get there. They don't think that there are actually means for them to get there, or they think it's difficult, whatever the reason. So when we created a platform, PFURHISANI MAGAZA, we were saying that, yes, platform, mainstream, you're limited, or whatever, but you can always find alternatives. In every situation, when you're limited, got the space or what you're given, always create something aside. I don't see why you shouldn't do that. Always create something aside, create your own platform. So at the end of the day, PFURHISANI MAGAZA, it's going to end up being a network where it's not just going to be one story that we're working on, right? It's going to be a bunch of stories. I'm not just acting stories, by the way, documentaries. I've said this somewhere that PFURHISANI MAGAZA, it's an organization that is aimed to empower. And I'm not just talking about, when we talk about storytelling, we're not just talking about people acting. We're talking about documentaries. documentaries explore how other people live, explore life experiences. The documentaries also fall into that. So at the end of the day, once we've done that, people will know that, you know what, there are many platforms now who celebrate who they are, where they're coming from, you understand?
Yeah.
So that's what it's going to be at some point, a network, a broad network.
Okay, great. I hope out of this conversation, you're grabbing one or two lessons for Walayani, Danilo Singana, Yonala, and Tomiaka Magwaza. There's information la. There's so much information. Tell me, had it been that you never managed to create a platform for PFURHISANI MAGAZA, how were you gonna try and put these things into being?
I was just gonna be an individual actor. You know, just be an actor by myself, not do like an organization or assemble myself with other people. I was just gonna be an actor. That was the dream when I was a kid, just being an actor. The whole thing of assembling myself or joining forces with others is when I realized there's so much magic in unity. There's magic, like things happen when you're united, when you're with other people, because you don't know everything. I cannot sit here and say, I know everything. So when I meet up with other people, they bring fresh, new ideas into the table, and I bring my idea. And then when we mix that up, it's magical.
Yeah. How many people, or the creatives and the actors and all that you are having so far, and when exactly are you planning to commence all this? When exactly are you planning to have this be seen by the world or the country?
We have, the organization is growing by the day. For instance, if you asked me last week how many people we had, I would have given you a different number, and then today I would have given you a different number. We are getting so many requests every day, literally every day.
A rough estimation?
Of the numbers people get. We have an Instagram page, we have a Facebook page, right? So our Facebook inbox will be filled, maybe 15 people. And then the Instagram, we've never attempted to open Instagram, so maybe it's now like 20 something. And then what else do we have? YouTube, there isn't anything happening. So the number we're sitting at 35, if I'm correct. That was the last time I checked. We have 35 people who are committed to this organization right now.
So when exactly, when is everything commencing? Like I say, maybe production your car, PFURHISANI MAGAZA and all that.
Let me just give an estimation here next year. Next year, as in the first quarter, something will definitely be happening. At the moment, we still have so much work to be done, but next year, which is 2022, definitely our production, it will be very quick. So definitely, so I can assure you. Talent, raw talent, so I would say I'm getting storytelling are powerful. People who are willing to put their hearts and soul into the work. We have talented people, and we have amazing people that are willing to work hard, push themselves. So acting production, that was really absolutely amazing. The story itself, it's absolutely captivating. It's fire, and I can assure you it will do the thing the modern generation. That's what I love about the story that we've created.
Yeah, la hila ngokuswekweni kabutsila lebzikulu swinene bya MAGAZA tato gibana tinsimbi ta le Pitori tinsimbi ta le Mananga tata vya swinene mi ri na ntombi ya ka Magwaza hi swona ne mi ri na ntombi ya ka Magwaza I'm honestly inspired. I feel so like okay enjoying all this time so ever since I have started conversating with you and you're telling me about all these things that you're trying to achieve and all that. So tala swilo kuteni ka PFURHISANI MAGAZA mwina samsam sweswo mbala va rindzelaka va ri mchayeri wa donke a nga heli mbilu hikokwalaho mi nga heli mbilu. Babela ku understand ku loko ku ve ku na vanhu valava va tsakela ku va ka partnership with Furisani Magaza or the endorsements or sponsorship va endlisa ku yini?
Everyone is welcome. By endorse, by sponsor. So if you're interested in the cause, you believe in the cause and you'd like to be a part of us, whether a partnership, as you mentioned, or endorsement or sponsorship, you can find me or just contact me on the following numbers, which is 066 262 4262. I'll repeat that, 066 262 4262. Also, now check out our platforms, our Facebook, PFURHISANI MAGAZA. We made the handle very simple and the same handle everywhere. PFURHISANI MAGAZA on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. That's how you can get hold of us.
Does that also apply for people who are looking forward to join PFURHISANI MAGAZA?
I think if you're looking forward to joining us as PFURHISANI MAGAZA, you can also, contact us and then you tell us like how you can, help the organization. Because I can never say now we have everybody that we need in the organization. I can never say that. So it's very important that if you feel you can contribute something, you come forward. You talk, people have amazing ideas in the world. I don't want to throw
creatives.
There are amazing creatives in the world. I don't want to okay now right.
Yeah, exactly.
Not something unique.
So but like something
they can also go to our pages, like I said, Facebook, Instagram, drop a hi. We have a bunch of people who are handling the contacts, the accounts that do us, so they will quickly and also another thing, we also do have an email, but it's gonna change very soon because our website will be coming up. So this is just a temporary Gmail. It's furisani@gmail.com. If you're a business person, you're used to emails, you're more than welcome to contact us by email. I'll repeat it. It's furisani@gmail.com.
Okay, guys, surely we've managed to actually get the handles PFURHISANI MAGAZA, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. It's PFURHISANI MAGAZA. As for the contacts, I also managed to get them. I mean, I've always wanted to get the contacts, guys. I've always wanted to get them. So finally, it's a beautiful thing. If maybe we're looking forward to inquire about something, maybe shop business and Karo Uzabra, am I welcome to do something?
Absolutely, but the chances don't reply are limited. So I limit when you can text. Like something like that. I don't limit you to do that, but may not reply during the business hours, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. Okay. So tell me, man, when we start these endeavors, these journeys, sometimes it gets hard to a point whereby they can even make a man cry or feel like giving up or throwing the towel. Any piece of advice that you would want to give somebody, maybe what would you say to them?
I would say you only have one life to live. Nikule, I wasn't perfect, and I'm still not. So I grew up with a lot of insecurities, you know what I mean? I was always scared that if I fail, will I be able to get up? And when people are laughing at me, would I be able to get through that? Would I be able to trust the people that I'm working in the vision with? But what pushed me is that you have only one life to live. You need to make the most of every moment that you have in this planet, and that is going after everything that you want to achieve. The failures in everything, I got used to it. Did I fail? Absolutely. A lot, yes. Nifika a point where it became nothing. No, I don't like your idea. I got used to it, but I went on. If you have a passion, right, and it keeps you awake at night, my passion used to make me cry sometimes.
Wow.
If your passion makes you like emotional, stressed or whatever, then it is worth it. Let me assure you it is. Kuna saying if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough.
Exactly.
If then don't fight for it. But if it makes you uncomfortable, makes you unsettled, Then I say fight. So there is na kushbala bula iku nama lotela mana mena ne hanya kuona na kujewa kubari your vision for it could if you it needs to be bigger than every individual. It needs to be bigger than you. Kufana kuba vision layer takota stand even if bamana bakona. Even if utika bangmayani, even if logo vision ya wani ose tandeka kuyima logo bangabangakona then I vision layer ngata umedela but logo kuyeskota kuyima whether kungena la kumala but vision ya wani kota stand then vision they find out with everything inside of you. That's what I can say.
Wow. Thank you so much for joining us. Switch me on to Magwaza.
It's been great. Thank you.
You're much welcome. Please don't forget to join us right here on our YouTube channel. It is Switch Me On. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Please also subscribe right here, press the button, and also ring the bell, hit the bell so that logo say sungulaiba on when I tap notify lawan. Look armina ntembela TMPI nsawlet kulutale north letuania. Come with once and packet. You do that, that's a mistake. Sure, you can't blind. Look, we know one ranza so lanse na aranzana.